Welcome to Let's Get Cooking. Today we're going to be reviewing a party we recently had. My niece had her first boy-girl party. So it was right around Mardi Gras, so we kind of had a little bit of a Mardi Gras theme. This was her first party, so we had to go through all the details. We started with invitations, picking out invitations a month ahead of time, mailing them out 3 weeks before the event, and it just built right up to the day of the event. So we're going to start with the day of the event, 'cause being Mardi Gras, we're going to make some gumbo. So Nelda, I'm going to have you help me. Welcome, Nelda. It's good to see you today. Good to have you with us. What we're going to do first of all is we're going to put about a cup of oil. What you're looking for is equal amounts of oil and flour, and we're going to start heating that up here in the pan here. And see, I said equal amounts. It's not really a measuring cup here. We've just got a regular punch cup here that we're using. So that way you can see about making equal amounts. Really simple and easy. Now let me light my fire here. There we go.
And that's called a roux?
Yes, that's what we're making, is a roux, to get started on that. And we'll start your skillet warming up here too a little bit, Nelda. And that's getting hot. And we've already taken our chicken breast here and we've washed them. I know you washed them. How did you freshen them up?
I freshened them up with a little bit of vinegar.
Okay.
Just rinsed them off and then rinsed your vinegar off real good, and it gets all of your grocery store refrigerator smells off of it.
Hey, that works.
Real fresh.
Now what we do, we've also, our cutting board that we're using for our chicken is yellow. You've heard of fat yellow chicken, so you keep that separated so that way you don't have cross-contamination. Now if you'll go on and cut those up into about bite-sized cubes.
Okay.
And what we're doing here is we are watching for our oil that we put here in the pan to get smoking hot. So that's going to take just a little bit. Now, I see you're using scissors. Does that make it easier for you?
Sometimes it does. It depends on my tendonitis in my thumbs.
Okay, okay. There we go. Do you want to, if we just cut it right into the pan too, it might make it even easier than
get
before.
The strips.
There we go. That'll work. But like I said, I'm trying to watch here for this to become smoking hot. And it takes just a few minutes, because the hotter you let this get ahead of time, the darker your roux is going to start out. It usually takes about a 5-minute roux. You can hear it as it starts to pop just a little bit because of the freshly washed pan. But and you hear that sizzle of the chicken. Because what we're trying to do over here with the chicken is brown it just a little bit. That way when we put it all in the pan, it's already cooked. We will bring it up to a boil, and then it's ready to serve right away. So it doesn't take too long, and it's really not too difficult. But I'm seeing some steam come off of it, but it's not up to smoking yet. So it's, and really it's, like I said, it's just regular vegetable oil, and it's one step at a time here. It doesn't take too much to get it going. But like I said, with her party, we came up with her theme, which was, since it's around Mardi Gras, that's what we went with, but we couldn't have it on a Tuesday night, so we had it on the Saturday before Fat Tuesday, before we started Lent. And so therefore too, we came up with some other ideas with doing some chocolate and so forth, so that way maybe some of those decadent things that people might be giving up for Lent, give them an opportunity to have them one last time here before they started Lent. Okay, oil's getting hotter and hotter. Yes, ma'am.
How does roux compare with making your flour and oil for gravy?
Well, really with that, a lot of times, you start out with it ahead of time, and you're browning your flour and stuff, and this is faster.
Okay.
And so sometimes, the hotter you let this oil get, the faster it's going to get done.
Right.
There we go. We've got our little portable burners that we're using today, so that way we can take them anywhere, and it makes it a whole lot simpler.
I'm going to switch now to a knife, see how that...
Does that make it any easier for you?
It will for a little bit. But when you have tendonitis, you have to pet it a lot.
Okay, okay. Well, I don't know if y'all can see it, but there's a little bit of smoke starting to come off this oil now. So it's, and what we're going to end up doing, as soon as this gets smoking hot here, we're going to go on and add our cup of flour. Now, since we used a cup for our oil, we'll also use another cup for our flour. If you use the same one, it's going to stick to it really bad. So I hear that, I see the smoke coming off of it, so I'm going to reach in here and get a cup of flour. There we go. And I'm ready to go here. So it's okay, we'll start going back and forth across there just to, getting that motion.
So for the chicken, you don't use any oil or anything in it?
No, ma'am. You just start off with it there and just, you're wanting to brown it just a little bit because that's going to give you a little bit of texture. for your gumbo itself. Because once it gets here into this pot, it needs to be done and ready to go.
Okay, so do we put the onions and the sausage in there too?
Yes, as soon as you get the chicken browned a little bit. So if you want to go on and start cutting up your onion. Now, you can't use the same cutting board, but you can use the back side of it. So that way you're ready to go once again. A lot of times what we do though is we go on and we change to a green cutting board.
Yeah.
Because onion grows, so therefore it would go with the green one. Okay, now that I've got that just about smoking hot, you can see it there. Hopefully you can see it rising. Okay, now it's one of those of, I can feel the heat coming off of it. So it's, I'm gonna, as soon as I dump this in, now know that I'm gonna move the water over here to you just a little bit closer,
Okay.
because I'm gonna, once I start stirring this, I'm gonna need you to put in probably about a third of that pot there. Okay, now here we go.
Ready? Or you want to get that stirred in first? Okay.
I'm going to turn my heat down just a little
So,
bit.
what size do you want your onion chopped?
Hey, that looks good there. Well, would you already use the food processor for it?
This won't take but a minute.
Okay, I'm turning this heat down some more. It's smoking hot, but I don't want to get it all over me, because as soon as this flour here is going to liquefy in this, and what you're going to do is you're trying to hit this and get it in here quick enough that it doesn't have a chance to burn. So I've turned my heat down completely now, and it's browning it up really quick, and that's just from the heat left from the pan itself, and it's browning up. The darker you get, you have to stir really quick, but the darker you get this, go ahead and add my water now, and that's
Slow?
instant. There we go. You see that steam coming off of that? Ooh, and it's hot too. There we go.
No.
That should do it. And now the whole thing is, at this point, if you have left the heat on too long or anything else and you've got black specks in it, you're going to have to throw it out and start over, because that's going to ruin the taste of your roux. So it's, we just have to start. Woo! Okay, I see one speck, but I'm really not. Okay, we're all right there. Here we go. Ooh, watch out. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Keep
I
going.
hope it didn't get you there.
So, what about if it does have your specks, you can just dip those out and keep going with the same roux, or do you have to start all over?
You have to start all over. Now see, I've gotten 2 specks in here that I can see. That's all I've got. So I'm going to go on and keep going with
Okay.
it. And probably what we're going to do next time when we're doing this, we won't have the counter quite so high, so we can.
So you can see.
So you can see a little bit easier. Now I'm going to add a
Seeing
little bit.
helps.
Oh, it does. Now see, I'm adding water. Another option would be to add chicken broth, because that's going to add to your flavor as well. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to turn my heat back up just a little bit more. We're just wanting to get this back to being hot again.
Are we ready to cut the sausage?
Yes, ma'am. If you'll go on and cut the sausage into about size
Slices?
as well. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm going to say about a 1/4 inch. Perfect. Now we're warming this back up here. Now, also, before we got this started, we got some long grain and brown rice. And what it was we took 2 cups of long grain and brown rice and 4 cups of chicken stock, warmed up the chicken stock to boiling, turned it off, and just put them in a pan together and put them in a 350-degree oven. So that's cooking right now, so that way it'll be ready for us. So that way we're ready to serve as soon as this comes out. That's doing good there. Now, let's see, wasn't that regular Eckrich sausage there, Nelda?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to help you get some more of this stirred in. We can see that the chicken was starting to brown before we added the other sausage. Let's see, I don't know if you can see that up close there or not, but it's browned up. You can see the nice golden color on it. Because see, like I said, this is where it's going to collect that color, is here ahead of time. So we just kind of keep on working it there, back and forth, and that way when it gets into the roux, it's already good and brown, and so it's going to have its flavor, collects it right there, ready to go. Now, in addition to that, what we're going to do is we're going to have, once this is back up to boil on our roux, we will dump in some okra as well. And you know, in the summertime you can get fresh okra. Well, at this time of year, we just use frozen okra, and it does a great job. Then we're also going to add stewed tomatoes, and they're sliced. They're not petite cut, they're sliced, so that way, once again, you're going to have another texture here together, ready to go. And then when it's time to serve, once all of our rice is ready, we're going to take a bowl, we're going to put a clump of rice in the center of it, and put this gumbo all around the outside. Okay. There we go. We're still doing good over here. It's not all.
Are we ready for
Clumpy.
okra in there? Or are you going to put it in the big pot?
Yeah, we're going to put the okra in the big pot as well as those
Okay.
stewed tomatoes.
All right.
And so now like I said before, we're going to make sure that we've got this other nice and brown. And that's why we didn't start with any oil. There was plenty of oil in the other pan to start with. And here we go. Let me pull that up once again so you can see that real good. But you can see that brown color has come up in there. That also caramelized our onions. And already it's got a good color and hue to it. There we go.
Looking good.
Let's
Smelling
see.
good.
Yeah, that's the good part about it. It'll make your whole house smell good. Now that I'm to the point, I'm starting to get a good simmer here. If you'll go on and hand me either one of those, and we're going to get them put in here. We'll get the okra in, and then we'll put in the tomatoes. Because it's going to take it. That's going to bring our heat back down some. And there we are. Now also at this point, if you want to add some seasoning to it, that's fine. It's all according to taste. You know, some people like it really hot, some people don't. So, you know, it's a flexibility for you. Also, it's like with getting that back up to a simmer, your flour is all cooked and all right, we got that going
So
here.
if you wanted it spiced up hot, would you add peppers or pepper flakes or what?
I would add pepper flakes and maybe a little teaspoon of cayenne. You know, just
Yeah,
add some real
okay.
flavor. You know, now some people believe you can just add some Tabasco, but you know, it's all according to taste.
It is, and Tabasco has a lot of vinegary taste, and I don't think that
No, that's
anyone
not
would
one
be
that
as
you-
happy with that.
No, it looks like our chicken and our sausage and onions are all cooked and ready, so we're going to turn that off, and we will just add that here into our pot. We can see that going over here. And there we go, quick and easy. Now, in 15 minutes time here, you know, we've already gotten that all ready. I can smell the rice is getting done as well. And here we go, that's all mixed up and ready. So what we're going to do is we will go get the rice out and get that plated, so that way you can see our finished product. And we'll be back in another minute with Let's Get Cooking.
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Well, we have gotten the rice out of the oven, so the oven is clear. So we're going to start our dessert now. What we had for this, with it being a Mardi Gras party, we made a king cake. Well, sometimes that has got a very involved recipe, so we found a way to shortcut it. So I've got a baking sheet here that we're going to use. And now, if you'll open up the 2 packages of cream cheese, and we're going to add a cup of sugar to that, whipping it up. So what I'm going to do before I start here is put some non-stick spray on it. And I've etched a circle in the top of my cookie sheet, so that way I can try to make my king cake a little bit round. And then I've got some prepared croissants. And we're going to open our croissants here and take them out. Really simple and easy. And put them out here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to form a circle on our cookie sheet. So we'll roll those and get those apart. And we're doing it, you know, one section at a time. We're going to pull it apart, and then the next section. That way it forms a circle. And the little places where they're perforated to come apart to make your croissants, we're going to use those spots. We're going to pinch those back together. So it goes on around. And we've got 2 cans of croissants here because she was expecting about 27 of her friends. And here we go. And with planning that, there was party favors and everything else, so they had beads, and I have gotten a little bit of paper there. They had beads and trinkets of all kinds there, so it's, there we go. All the kind of fun stuff that you'd expect for a kid's party, and they, of course, had little bags for them to take home with their party favors. So, here we go. We just, like I said, we're going to go on and make a full circle here with the croissants. Now, once again, we've got that special grandmother's measuring here. I've got a coffee cup. And so we'll take that 1 cup and add there. Now, if you'll go on and you'll beat that until it's smooth. Okay. And we'll finish up here with the croissants, putting them into a, like I said, we're going to make a full circle here. Okay. So we overlap them just a little bit, and then we're going to press all of our seams together here. So you can see that, you can see all the seams all the way around, but like I said, we're just going to press them together all the way around where they come apart, press again. Now, as it rises in the oven, it's going to come back apart just a little bit, but the cream cheese, with it being whipped together, isn't going to run out because it's whipped together with the sugar. That's sweetened up. And then at this point, too, you can add some vanilla. But we're going to use vanilla in our final glaze that goes on the cake. So they're all whipped and ready to go there?
All whipped.
All right. Now what we like to put this into a line. So what we're going to do is we're going to be using a knife here to get that out of the beaters there. If you'll just take them loose. There we go. And see what we're going to do is we're just going to form this into a circle. Here we go. There we go. It just almost like a Christmas wreath here. We're going to go all the way around here. But see, it's almost like having a Danish of sorts here. But the king cake is one of those, a lot of times people will put the little plastic baby in it, to represent and see who's going to have to host the next Mardi Gras party. But I'm always concerned about a choking hazard there, especially with kids.
Exactly.
And with this being their first party, this being her first party, we don't want any kind of accidents or anything. So here we go. Getting all the cream cheese out of there. Now, if you wanted to use your hands, you could, but if you're going to be serving this to other people, I'd say keep it as clean as possible there. And there we go. Now, some people like more cream cheese than others, but here we go. We're just going to make a full circle of it, and you can keep piling it on there, but now we're going to use it to close it up. So we're going to fold over our croissants on top of our cream cheese, and once again pinch it together, but try to put the seams down to the bottom. And okay, we're got that all the way around. Now we'll just fold it over. Now we're going to go in the same direction that we put the croissants out, so that way where they overlapped will help hold them together as well. And that's when we pre-greased our cookie sheet with our non-stick spray. Once again, that's rolled over. And like I said, they may come apart a little bit, but with having pinched them together, it'll help hold it. And I'm watching my little etched circle that I have on my cookie sheet that I had done. That's why I didn't use my non-stick cookie sheet, because I hate to mess them up. There we go. That's all the way around. That's ready for the oven. We took our rice out a few minutes ago at our last break, so we're going to go get this into the oven, and we'll be right back with more Let's Get Cooking.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and
Welcome back to Let's Get Cooking. We're going to make a simple creamed spinach now to go with our other wonderful things of Mardi Gras. So I'm going to start heating up our skillets here. Now, if you'll go on and finish peeling the garlic there, and we're going to chop our garlic and then brown it a little bit in our pan before we saute our spinach in there.
And we're going to peel it and grind it.
Yes, ma'am.
Break it apart.
Okay.
All right. And
Now, the fun part is sometimes if you don't smash it, that all of us, you have trouble getting the skin off.
right, it doesn't want to come off. Sometimes it doesn't want to anyway, but that certainly does help.
Now I've got my temperature on about medium here, and I'm putting in a stick of butter. What I'm doing is I'm making my cream sauce separate from the spinach. I don't like to over wilt my spinach, so that's why we're going to do them separate there. So there we go. That make a little more space in between them here. So it's there we are. Now I've got heat resistant spatulas that I'm using, so that way you can see that butter just melts really quick. So we've got that pan warmed up. All right. Now what I end up doing with this, like I say, I've already melted our butter here. We going back and forth. Now I've got another package of cream cheese we're going to add to this as well. You know, it's a healthy version, butter and cream cheese. It's really good. We're going to have a little bit of noise here.
Yeah.
We just pop our lid on and
All right.
turn.
Like that.
You got it.
And how fine or coarse do you want it?
Usually about a medium, so just a little bit more than that.
Gotcha. Whatever
There
you
we
want.
go. There we are. And that way you can just empty that right into your pan there. And let's see, we got that on getting hot as well. Now you can hear the sizzle here from our cream cheese and our butter melting together here.
Let me get these pans.
And yes, we have our trash can back here. We're not throwing it in the floor.
Okay.
Turn. There
Got
we go.
it.
Turn and lift.
Turn and lift.
There we go. And now, it's always fun to get two pans going at the same time here.
It doesn't create confusion.
There we go. And we've got like I said, we've got our butter and our cream cheese here going. And almost like making popcorn there. Just
Yeah.
keep it going back and forth. Now see, what she just picked out was a piece of the root of our garlic. You know, years ago I made popcorn like that, just back and forth, back and forth. I didn't realize I needed to wait for it to start popping first, so it'd keep me busy for a good half hour making one pot of popcorn. And what she's doing, she's browning that a little bit there in the pan. And I've got my cream cheese melting here with my butter. And so that way we can make our cream sauce. There we go. And what we're doing is really what that... oh, you smell that garlic?
I smell it. I smell it.
And what we're doing is we're making cream spinach to go with our gumbo, and that way we've got this on the side. They really say that the cream spinach is also for luck. It represents money as well. So we've got that going. There we go, and I can see those are starting to brown just a little bit. And once again, you're only going to get them about medium brown, and then we're going to add a bag of spinach to it. Now, there we go. You can hear that all sizzling again here. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go on and add some cheese to it. So we've got some shredded Parmesan that we'll add in there. There we go. It's a really simple cream sauce here, like I had said before.
Reggiano.
There we are. All right, so I'm going to go on and turn mine off here. And there we go. I think that bag is already opened.
Yes.
All right, so we've got our cream sauce here. Now, if you'd like it creamier, you could also add just regular heavy cream to it. But this is where we're at right here. Now, there we go.
So are we ready?
Yes, ma'am. Just add that right on in. And it's going to cook down to about 1/3 of the size. So we're just going to fill this skillet up. There we go. That way. All right. Now see, it's one of those, if you had let your garlic get too brown ahead of time, it's hard to stop it and bring it back. You could always add just a little bit of water to it. But we're going to go on and get this cooked down here. And here we go. So we're going to keep working with this back and forth. I've turned off our cream sauce already. And we'll be right back with more Let's Get Cooking with our finished products of what we've made today. So we'll see you in just a minute.
Three, two, one.
Welcome back to Let's Get Cooking. Well, we've gotten our king cake out of the oven here, and what we've done is we've taken some powdered sugar and a little bit of vanilla and melted that down. I've got my basting brush. This is a wonderful basting brush. It's something new here, and they've got rubber bristles that you can see. And the thing is, this can go in the dishwasher, and so it's one of those that no microorganisms are going to be growing between your brush. So that's an important thing. So if you'll take that and brush that on.
Is that actually rubber or is it
Silicone.
silicone? Okay.
Yes, one or the other there.
All right,
now,
thanks.
and then I'm going to finish up here on our on this wonderful gumbo that we've made. That we started out with the roux, and you can see all the colors that it's got in it. And we've added Oh, there was a dash of salt we added. There was a little bit of pepper. And we're going to add a little bit of cayenne pepper for some heat. I just need just a smidgen put in here.
Oh, let me help you with that smidgen. I have Newte's measuring spoons for you. And right there is,
There's a dash, there's a pinch, and there's a smidgen. I've got it. Be easy here. So we just take that, level that off. Put that. It's not much. You know, cayenne, it's, like I said, it's a matter of taste, but this way will add a little bit of flavor. Thanks for the measuring
you're
spoons.
welcome.
I guess I'll keep those in my pocket too, huh?
Uh-huh.
Now we've got our hot rice here in the bowl. So I'm going to ladle on our, oh goodness sakes. And it smells so good, I can hardly wait to try this here. Here we go. You can see the wonderful chunks here that are in the bowl and the wonderful color. If you cook it longer, you're going to lose some of your crispness from your okra. But with it being frozen okra, it's ready to go because that's already broken it down. So I'm going to get a little bit of more of the broth there from our roux. And you can see the pepper flakes that we have in there as well. And I've got some warm ciabatta bread that I'm going to take. I'm going to slice. Oh, it's almost like French bread here. It's got lots of flavor on the outside of it. So we'll put that here with it. Finish up our king cake. We've got different colors of sugar. The Mardi Gras colors, the purple, green, and gold. So we'll just kind of dash that on in a few spots there. And that way we're ready for our Mardi Gras event here. Also, we had some additional beads for the kids. They, as we worked with my niece, we got her. This is her first big party, so we were working with her in advance, and she had a month in advance, found the invitations, 3 weeks out, sent them out, and just worked her way up, all the way getting ready for it, planning her menu, and being good to go. So, thanks for joining us this time on Let's Get Cooking, and we'll see you next time.